My brother Tim and me went on an unforgettable 5-day canoe adventure in the wilderness of Sweden. The nature was absolutely breathtaking. That's definitely something you need to see with your own eyes. We had a lot of fun, and towards the end of the trip, nature surprised us with something we will remember for the rest of our lives. We started our trip at Halifax Canoe Center, where we got some instructions and received all our equipment. We drove 50 kilometers up the river by car, then we were unloaded and it was time to pack the canoe. We were given maps with all the important details we needed to get back to Halifax safely. We also received a nature card, which allows you to be on the river. On the first day, we only covered a few kilometers before we decided to set up camp on a beautiful small island. We managed to make a fire, but afterwards it started raining. Luckily, we had already set up our tent. Now let me briefly introduce my brother Tim.
Hi, my name is Tim and I'm 23 years old, which means I'm just 1 year older than my younger brother Jan. I will start with my masters in a few weeks, which means I have a stressful time ahead, and I'm really enjoying this time here in a calm nature with the beautiful weather.
Day number 2, let's go.
On the second day we had perfect weather. Since the weather is very important on a trip like this, we booked it very spontaneously. If I remember correctly, we booked 2 days before the trip started. We booked with Scantrack, a German company that offers outdoor adventures all over Sweden. For 5 days and 4 nights we paid 340 Swiss francs. The owners of the Canoe Center told us that it would have cost only 170 Swiss francs if we had booked directly with them. So if you are planning a canoe trip yourself, you should book directly with a local canoe center. Like this, you only pay half the price. The staff at Halifax Canoe Center is very friendly, so we can absolutely recommend it. When we were planning the trip, one of the most important questions was whether we should do it by canoe or kayak. The advantages of the kayak are that you have a more comfortable sitting position and that you can maneuver it more easily. However, you have less storage space compared to a canoe. Since we had to carry 5 days worth of food and a lot of water, we decided to do the trip by canoe. We took a lot of water with us because we didn't want to boil it, and anyone who has watched my bikepacking video knows that I have had bad experiences with water filters. We had plenty of space on the canoe, so we could even take camping chairs with us. However, already on the second day our butts hurt quite badly, especially when sitting at the front. Luckily, the next break was not far away.
Halfway done for today. Now we're gonna eat some lunch.
It's really fun so far and the weather is just awesome.
It really is.
As we didn't want to cook, we ate snacks such as salami, crackers, nuts and apples for lunch. When we were getting off the canoe for the lunch break, I lost my balance and landed in the water with one foot. I dried my sock and shoe at the sun. Luckily, I didn't fall into the water with my whole body. After the break, it was time to continue. Canoeing has a rich history that dates back thousands of years, with indigenous people around the world using canoes for transportation, fishing and trade. Early canoes were made from hollowed out tree trunks. Native Americans, Polynesians and other cultures developed specialized designs suited to their environments. With European exploration, canoeing became vital for trading in North America. By the 19th century, canoeing evolved into a recreational sport, gaining popularity in Europe and North America. Today, it is both a leisure activity and a competitive sport, featured in the Olympics since 1936. Also in the afternoon we made good progress. Eventually we decided to set up camp here. We headed over to the small island to cook pasta for dinner. This time Tim almost fell into the water. There were more mosquitoes than the day before, but the wonderful evening made us forget that.
I am listening. You are the voice whispering in my ear, shining through the bells steady ringing. The words I can't ignore. Wide hearts open door. I was young, I was sure I could hear the singing.
It's so beautiful, just mind-blowing. The nature in Sweden is picturesque. The river we are on is called Svartälven, which means Black River. Known for its dark, tannin-rich waters, it winds through dense forests and wetlands, creating a haven for wildlife such as moose, beavers and ospreys. Historically, the river played a key role in Sweden's timber floating industry, transporting logs downstream for processing. Today, it is a popular destination for canoeing and fishing, offering an escape into Sweden's unspoiled nature. The water of the Svartälven appears black due to a high concentration of tannin. Tannin is a natural substance found in plants, especially in tree bark, leaves and some fruits. It gives tea its slightly bitter taste and makes red wine feel dry in your mouth. In nature, when leaves and wood break down in water, tannins dissolve and turn the water dark. This is why some rivers and lakes look brown or black, even though the water is clean. It seemed strange at first, but we were slowly but surely getting used to it.
Now we will make a small detour to a lake. Let's go.
Since we had covered a lot of distance already, we had enough time to go to the lake. We had been told that it was supposed to be very nice, so we didn't want to miss out. It was the first time we left the Svartelven. It was nice to be on a small side river for once.
So beautiful again.
On the lake it was very windy. We would have had the option to explore another lake further north, but we decided to skip it. We spotted a small island and decided to go there. We arrived at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so the third day was pretty easy. Since we arrived very early, we even had time to wash ourselves for the first time during the trip. After 3 days, it was more than necessary. However, it could have been worse because you don't sweat that much when you're canoeing.
First time we took a bath, it was really refreshing.
We ate ramen and polenta for dinner during this amazing sunset. Afterwards, something truly magical happened.
We've been observing the northern lights for... We've been observing the northern lights for... We've been observing the northern lights for a few hours now. It has been absolutely amazing. We've been observing the northern lights for a few hours now. It has been absolutely amazing, and it was the first time I've seen it.
Yeah, it was really awesome. I've never seen it like this before.
Good morning. Day number 4, last full day.
The night was amazing for both of us, as we had never seen anything like it. I would even say that it was the most special night of my life. There was no noise, no light pollution, just somewhere in the wilderness of Sweden. We could not have been in a better place. However, I must point out that it's less spectacular with the ice than in the pictures. That's the final image after some Photoshop magic. This is the image straight from the camera, capturing light for 30 seconds. And this is what you see with your eyes. As you can see, the difference is huge. Even though you don't see much with your eyes, you can see the lights moving, which is very beautiful. Getting up after such a magical night was a very strange feeling, because in the morning everything was so normal again. We departed at about 11 o'clock since we went to bed very late. The first 3 days we were usually canoeing for a maximum of 3 hours a day, so leaving late was no problem at all. After about half an hour, we made it back to the Svartälven. Going to the lake was absolutely worth it.
Thought I'd seen it all till I saw you.
Even though we had good weather again, I had my first slow on day 4. There's no doubt that canoeing is fun, but in my opinion it gets a bit monotonous after a while. On my bikepacking and hiking adventure, every day was different, but here every day felt pretty similar. There's no uphill, no downhill, it's just always flat. Maybe it has something to do with the Svartälven, since it's a very calm river. On day 4 I was actually not sad that we would return to the camp the next day. To be honest, our butts still hurt a lot. I think this was also a major reason why I wasn't sad that the trip was coming to an end. Next time we definitely need more comfortable seat pads with more cushioning. That was our key takeaway from this trip.
Sometimes you have to carry the canoe, but it's really easy with those wheels. This was the last time we had to take the canoe out of the water. Really nice.
We had to get the canoe out of the water a total of 6 times. By the way, just like on the first day, I decided not to film the last day of the adventure. So these were the last meters of the canoe trip for this video. It was an unforgettable adventure we will remember for the rest of our lives. As Tim had to leave after just 1 day on our hiking trip, we were very happy that we finished together this time.
The last full day of canoeing is over. It was really fun. The last few minutes we already set up the tent.
So the last day is over now. I still feel very energetic. It was less exhausting than I thought it would be, and because we had so much more time to relax and sit around, which I thought would be really enjoyable.
Yeah, and I also really liked it. It was so beautiful, the weather, the views, and I think it's definitely not the last time I did something like that.
I hope not.
Yeah, and as always, thanks a lot for watching. I really appreciate it, and hopefully we will see you in the next one.